We are back. It is time for game number 4. Moving on to Derelict Watcher. Currently, Polt sitting with a 2-1 score versus Hyun. And we are about ready to jump into this game. I'm DJ Wheat.
I'm Day 9. Wow. Okay. Stay here after the show. Map is going to be Derelict Watcher. Both players confirm that they are in fact ready. So let's go ahead and hop in to game number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, the grand finals of MLG Spring Championships has just hit match point.
That's right. And this means that it's a very, very heavy moment for both players as one can achieve victory, score that $10,000 of WCS points, while the other has to achieve victory in order to give himself one more chance for that grand prize. The trophy, the $10,000, the 750 WCS points, and for Polt, also potential for a triple crown. Let's introduce our players, starting with our red Zerg in the northeast position. He needs this win in order to stay alive. Send him your energy. Give it up for Quantic Hyun.
And in the bottom left-hand corner, using a full gamut of build order styles and strategies that have brought him to the finals, one game away from a championship trophy. Does he have the final trick up his sleeve to secure it? From CM Storm, it is Polt!
Wow. Polt established himself as the fan favorite throughout the competition, Sean. His stage presence has been great. Hyun has been up there competing. There's been 2 battles going on. The most likable player up here on stage. And Polt is just a single game away. He said in some interviews earlier this tournament that he was having a difficult time balancing school, balancing gaming, but he said, you know what, I'm here, and this weekend is all about the gaming, and he was not lying.
Yeah, I mean, it is amazing the fact that he has been able to balance StarCraft 2, an unbelievably difficult game, while being a full-time university student. But, I mean, if you've just watched Polt's stream, checked his ladder history, talked to him in real life, you know how dedicated he is.
Absolutely.
It is a commitment, it is his work ethic, and of course, his brilliant strategic mind that brings him this far.
We see the CC drop down, the racks trapping the drone inside, similar to what we saw in game 2, which is one that Hyun won after busting through that front door and taking the game down. Got the pool about halfway done at this point, so very similar gasless opening so far for Hyun. If it ain't broke, you don't need to fix it, and that's what he's going to go for. But he must win this matchup, Sean, and that means that the pressure is on for Hyun.
No geysers yet taken for Polt. And last game we said, oh, it's kind of unusually late geysers. It's kind of weird. And then Polt did something so staggeringly odd, it physically hurt my mind to try to figure it out. And hopefully, we're going to see Polt do something as equally awesome in this game. Now, that's again a very odd double gas timing, and Polt is presenting it to Hyun, saying, "Here, decipher this riddle."
Is he just going to potentially do something similar, like a modified style? That I think,
yeah.
Because keep in mind, the Overlord goes into the base like right before he starts to establish everything else going on. And I mean, how is he going to scout for that if he decides to do it? And will Polt change it up at all? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, a 7-minute scout timing is pretty typical for a Zerg player. This is going to be a very baffling situation to be in, because right now, I mean, if you delay your gases that much as a Zerg, you're going to say, well, I think he's going to be going for an early 3rd command center. That's what he should be doing, and yet we see there's the gas, enough to build a factory. We see 3 Marines out instead of the usual 2. He might just go standard.
Yeah, it looks like we got the reactor drop down. Immediately, the Marines get into position to try to deny the Overlord any sort of vision. And we've got the Queen starting the creep spread, and the much earlier gas, I think.
Yeah,
it's much earlier than the previous games from Hyun.
Yeah, Hyun just now moving out to take a third base, we see Polt adding on 2 barracks. He has intentions to be aggressive. And, you know, one of the very simple but very striking differences about what Polt's doing versus other players is that Polt got 3 Marines out, which means he can have 2 Marines blocking off Overlords in his main and his natural, and 1 Marine in the bunker. That completely denies all possible scouting, and he's even getting an engineering bay. He's going for a +1 attack, and he'll soon be moving in with a Marauder Hellion Marine Force. The question is, does he add on 2 reactors, or does he go Tech Lab reactor?
We're going to find out as these racks are about ready to finish up. +1 weapons already on the way for Polt, and he is going to go reactor on both of those racks to maximize his Marine count. Meanwhile, third base thrown down for Hyun as he starts to spread that creep, which is absolutely crucial here on this map, especially with those mobile units that we see out of the Terran. No lair and double gas now taken inside the main, and the first 2 Hellions are out on the field for Polt.
You know, during the break, I hopped on Twitter, looked at Hyun's feed after that amazing game number 1 where he barely lost. You know, with a very long delay, he said, "It's no problem." Wasn't worried at all. I mean, the mental fortitude that Quantic's showing is remarkable in this spot. He's just going completely straightforward with what he was doing in the previous game. He's not going to get rattled and do something drastically differently, not going to go for some sort of all-in or develop any doubt in himself. He's just going, okay, I'll just do what I know for a fact is going to be an excellent play.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty interesting. I mean, we're looking at the potential for a +1 stim timing to come out here. That's just, it's going to be real nice. The amount of Marines he has already at the front, starting to collect. He's got 2 additional Hellions that are going out. First medevacs start hitting here very soon. But we've got 5 Marines coming out on every single cycle. And additional Hellions. Now we've got the Widow Mine starting.
Wow, this is a really fun push to watch. It's Marine Medevac Mine. You get everything to the front, try to bait forward some queens, bait forward some units, pick them off with big mine strikes, but in addition to all that, have plenty of Marines with stims. So in a second, we're going to see Polt begin moving out. Probably we'll see him transition into, yeah, look at that. There's another tech lab going down on the factory as well. So probably going to follow this up with some tanks and some pretty standard looking play.
There are 9 roaches on the way, and the creep spread will make it so these roaches should be able to at least deflect most of these Hellion attacks. They've not yet swung around with the lack of units out for Hyun and tried to attack this third base. Do believe that he is at least aware of it, seeing, yes, he is. He has caught a glimpse, but now we've got this army moving out. This is going to be a +1 stimmed army with a couple of Widow Mines for support and the Hellions behind it. With 9 Marines, even with some Widow Mine hits, there's the Banelings. This is going to be a very interesting battle.
No speed on anything for Hyun, not even Zerglings. And that is going to be such a shocker for Polt. He's going to go, wait, what? You mean no speed at all? And he's going to be able to get some big hits off.
Oh, the distraction in the main means that the Hellions can go into the third, but there's some roaches there to stop him. A great deflection by Hyun, and it looks like this drop has to get out of the main as well. Oh, there's still 2 Hellions in the back of the line.
Oh, and Hyun doesn't cancel his north hatch, so that does mean that Polt will get a nice pick off of that. Slowlings moving in. Polt not going to mess around. Target fires the hatch, kites as best he can, and see you later. Pick up, easy.
Perfect pickup. That Baneling had a target in sight and just whiffed.
Oh my God, and a couple misrallied Overlords at the top side. I mean, Polt looking for all these little edges.
Oh, the Widow Mines in the middle. Oh, they hit the roaches.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, I thought they were going to hit the lings.
You freaked me out,
Sorry,
Marcus. My heart can't handle the tension in match number 4.
And now we see the supply block coming out because of those Overlords. The third, just to the west of the main, is going to be reestablished. And I feel like the Hellions should have done a little bit more damage. Perhaps this double drop coming in will do damage. There is a Spore Crawler in the back. He's going to cancel, or he's going to take out the one over here on the side, and he's going to stim and go up. I think he can fight this. Here come the roaches.
He's going to try to pick off as many links as he can. He sees it's just 4. He tries to make a scan in mid to pick off as many creep tumors as he can, and it looks like Hyun is on the retreat. Polt maintaining massive aggression, and without a lick of missed focus, pops right back in, sees the queen in mid.
Just great multitasking. The tumors are going down. Reinforcing units are being taken out as they come out of the base. And although this is looking like a pretty scary force, volume is something that I think Polt's gonna have to start thinking about these drops are great. He has no established third. He has only a single tank out right now. There's 2 tanks. There's one siege up, the other one is not. But is there potential for Hyun to have another very aggressive bust at the front of Polt's main?
Looks like for once Polt gets distracted, accidentally unloads and loses all the Marines but 2 in there. This is going to be a kind of a big surprise for Hyun in this position. I mean, he's seen mine, he's seen the drop, he knows the usual story, what people follow up with, but then he's going to run headlong into a number of tanks. Look at the 3rd base for Hyun. No gas has even begun mining. Look at the 4th for Hyun. No gas has begun mining. He's going on just 2 base gas. He's going to have the worst possible composition against the number of tanks that we're going to see out of Polt, who's getting a 4th tank up already.
Now we've got 2 bioforces moving out a second time. First one's going to be in the middle, scanning and taking out as many of these tumors as they can. The moment they feel like they're in danger, there's the load up. And again, with no anti-air here, Polt can do this all day long, keeping his opponent second guessing on where he's going to be and where he will drop next.
Gas is already up at the 3rd base for Polt. Hyun trying to hold on, actually getting overlord speed because he just can't quite figure out what is going on. He has not seen a single additional mine, even though there's this other drop getting shut down at the right side. It's the drop at the north side that Polt really needs to worry about. Oh no, Polt gets distracted for a moment and somehow loses most of the Marine Marauder that he has, but his 2-2's finishing up. His tank is nearing completion.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like Polt was actually doing a phenomenal job with these drops, but when you have that many out, you also can lose focus and track of some of those as well. It does happen. And I think the damage that he wanted to do there going into the natural was really minimized.
Goodness. This is going to be a very explosive moment.
God.
The 2 players' armies are about to go completely around each other. Oh no! Oh, the tanks! Oh, the tanks caught off guard. 1-2 fall.
And he is going to deflect it, but what he doesn't know that there's like 10,000 Banelings coming in behind this. They don't have speed and they don't care. They're going to try to trap him up.
This is going to be a disaster for Hyun. He is going to lose so many of these Banelings. Polt will endlessly pull back, but how on earth does Hyun have this many units?
And he's just going to go for the front. The reinforcing Marines are taken out, and he just doesn't even care. He can take out this orbital. He can go for all the SCVs. The bio is completely behind all these forces, and he's just going to break right through the front, going after the Marines again.
Polt has to control this perfectly. Hyun just has overwhelming numbers of Banelings. I mean, you gotta be smacking yourself in the head a little bit as Hyun's position, but his control is amazing. He's pulled back, he's maximized the damage, and he's ripping down all the SCVs at the 3rd base. Polt doesn't have any more SCVs there. The 2 tanks in the middle are gonna be unable to do anything. Polt's defenses are in shambles.
Oh, but he defended here at the front with the tank in the back line. The 3rd has gone down. He's down to 27 SCVs, and we're really about to find out if the power of the Mule is that strong. We've got drops going on in various spaces that are getting cleaned up right now by Hyun. The 3rd base back down on the ground trying to reestablish itself, but you know, mules or not, the damage has been significant.
With those 2 factories down, Polt is going to begin going tanks 2 at a time, defending, building bunkers, adding on more SCVs. 30 SCVs, that's all Polt has anymore. He's going to have to get another orbital command in his main base, and he's going for the 3-3 upgrades. For a little bit of time, Hyun is going to maintain the advantage. He has 2-2, he has more bases, he has more map control, but Hyun needs to begin making use of it. He's not getting gas at his 3rd. He's not getting gas at his 4th. His main is running dry, and he's not teching up. You can't win a game with just Ling Roach Baneling unless you do it fast.
Well, Baneling speed's done this time, and had it been done the first time, that could have been a totally different engagement. Polt, despite the fact that he is playing a more defensive position, is still trying to keep some level of aggression going as he moves into the 3rd with several medevacs and a small bioforce. Now, there's another group right behind it, but he has got to be careful. Banelings, Roaches, and Lings coming in.
Where's the siege? Where's the siege? Banelings have speed now, and he's on creep. Hyun just destroys that. The Roaches continue to roll around. Tanks doesn't even have time to unsiege, and now we see Zerglings counterattacking. Hyun may very well tie this series up.
Yeah, Zerglings going into the natural. They're going to see a tank on the ramp, take it out as well. No, they're just going to go right past it, going immediately for the economy. Some Marines are here to defend this, and this does not do
Roach push.
what it needs to. Yes, the Roach push at the 3rd. It's moving in.
The 3rd completely undefended. Lings streaming in. Hyun with his gasless ZVT. Almost nothing here. Oh, 22 Banelings getting morphed in. Polt is going to be forced to make a final stand. He has to get more tanks up.
Yeah, and I just don't know if he can at this point. 2 more coming out. The Baneling's coming. GG! We're going to a 5th and final game to determine the MLG Spring Champion for StarCraft 2.
I mean, Polt's cleverness backfired in that game, not going for the more standard biomine, trying to go Marine Tank, getting caught completely off guard. I mean, Marine Tank is designed to fight Ling, Roach, Baneling play. Hyun, though, spotted 3 tanks, picked them off, and even without any speed, Banelings was able to break through, do the killing blow damage, and never even needed more than 4 gases to win that game, which means game number 5 is going to be on Core Hall Sky Island.
Ladies and gentlemen, there is one final game to determine the champion of the MLG Spring Championship for StarCraft 2. We're going to be awarding $10,000, 750 WCS points, and that beautiful Pro Circuit trophy to one of these 2 players. Stick around. The winner will be crowned in Game 5 after this.